Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do some compression wrapping or voodoo flossing for the wrist. So this can be a great way to improve mobility in the wrist as well as help relieve some wrist pain that you might be having due to just stiffness throughout the wrist and some of the tissues around through here. So we're going to start by working on about a 3-inch area on the wrist here. So this is where you have a lot of these tendons coming from the forearm down into the hand. They all kind of intersect through here. So if we focus through kind of this 3-inch zone on the wrist here, this can help improve a lot of the sliding surface function in that area. It can help improve a lot of the just mobility between the tissues through here so that the wrist doesn't feel so stiff or so painful with whatever you're doing. So we're gonna start at the bottom of the wrist here. We're gonna do a wrap around like this, and the first wrap's a little tough because you got to get it just anchored there. If you keep it kind of light, that works pretty well to get it going. So once you have that first anchor point down, we're then going to overlap 50% of the width of the band going up the wrist like this. I'm also going to give it 50% stretch. So if this is a 100% stretch, I'm going to give it 50% stretch as I come around here. So it's nice and tight going through here. So giving it that stretch as I go over. If there's an area on the wrist, like say the front or the back of the wrist, where you're feeling more of that tightness, you can emphasize the stretch over those areas to make the technique a little bit more effective. And once we get about 3 inches or so of the wrist wrapped, we're going to then take the remainder of the band, grab some of it here, and then we're just going to tuck it in like this. So this allows us to just easily access the band. So say the band's been on for a while, you start to feel maybe some numbness or tingling in the hand because it's been on there for too long, or you start to see that the circulation in the hand is changing, you can quickly take it off. You always want to make sure that if you compress like on your fingernail, it can turn white and then you see that blood flow return right back into the finger, just to make sure that it's not too tight for you. Now that we have this, we're going to start going through some different techniques here to improve mobility in the wrist. So the first one can be just placing the hands flat on the ground, trying to get into a little bit more extension. So we can work on that with the fingers pointing away from us. We can work on it with the fingers pointing towards us, going back and forth into these positions. Another really good one that people will do is if you're having a lot of tightness through the thumb area here, so working a lot on like a keyboard, you can just gently grasp the thumb with the fingers here. So not squeeze it, but just gently wrap the fingers around the thumb so that that thumb is in a flexed position. Work on tilting the wrist down and up like this. I can help relieve a lot of restrictions in that area as well. We can also work on getting the wrist into some other positions, like maybe this front rack position here for a bar. You can even add a bar onto this position here to help improve some of that mobility. But in general, you want to spend about 1 to 2 minutes with this compression wrap on, just working in whatever position your wrist feels the most restricted in. And this can be a really good way to help improve circulation to the area after you take the band off, as well as improve that sliding surface function between the muscles and the connective tissues in the wrist.